Hi garden rebels, today's adventure, 5 plants not to miss in the month of August. Let's get started. Number 1, without a doubt, without any hesitation, is a hardy hibiscus. This is Hibiscus mosquitus. Mosquitus meaning musk-scented. This originates in the swampy areas, and this hibiscus is often called a marshmallow. Really. And it does like the moist soils, but an average garden soil does wonderful too. And just good waterings, loves the sunshine. Now, why do I bring this one up? Is because these guys are those ones that have those, yes, those dinner plate, I'm gonna say tapas plate, about 6 inches or so size hibiscus blooms. Really quite showy, and put those kind of in the rear side of your garden. Gets about waist high, maybe up to chest high in height. And you can also, if you prune them back when they come back in the springtime, prune them back a little bit, gets them to branch out a little bit more. You get more blooms and a little tighter growth. A really neat plant. Now, why do I bring this up? Because there is a small window where you can find these hibiscus right there in the middle of the table. And they come and then they disappear and they're gone. And getting one in your garden pays dividends because you'll have that hibiscus bloom year after year. It's very, very hardy. And it's a neat surprise, especially in the hot part of summer. It comes up, puts out those blooms, and it is like a fireworks show. Puts out the bloom, lasts a couple of days, another bloom, lasts a couple of days, another bloom, lasts a couple of days. So just a constant little nice show of blooms. This one's called Midnight Marvel, a little darker leaf. This one is Luna Red. There's a bud. Luna Rose if you like pink. Number 2, also super easy because 1, extremely unique. And number 2, cool to say, this is BuddhaLu Gracilis. BuddhaLu Gracilis, by the way, means slender. It is such a cool grass. Those tiny little flags that hang in the wind just make for a very interesting movement in your garden. So a soft breeze and those just move ever so slightly gentle. Also really tough. Another reason why I mentioned this is because it's that short window. Pops up in the summertime, late summer, when we're a little bit drowsy from the heat and we're resting and we want to eat a popsicle in the shade. But the BuddhaLu calls. Definitely worth putting in the garden. We've also, by the way, put those in containers. If you really want to impress some guest arriving to a special party, throw those in. Then next year, put those transplanted into the garden. And by the way, those little flags, those little blooms and blossoms on that grass last into the winter. It tans out You can trim it in the winter time. You can wait for into February and trim it then as well. But just a lot of fun. Number 3, an unusual pick is this guy right here. This is a type of juniper, and I'm picking a juniper in the middle of summer, you ask? Yes, one is because this one is a much more rare variety. Take a look at the intricacies of this. It is a Juniperus chinensis. It's called Dobbs frosted. And yes, in a perfect world, I'll have this Juniperus all year round, but no, it just doesn't work that way. Small window when it comes in. I wanted to let you know. But another reason is that some of our summer containers are starting to fade a bit. And if you're in that mood to get ready for the fall, when that school bus comes along, you want to be ready for the fall, this is a great time to start planting those containers. And a juniper through the winter that's bright and cheerful is an excellent plant to plant with the rest of the band. Really stands out nicely. Number 4, and this is for folks who want to hang on to every precious summer day. Yes, you may. And then wait to plant in the fall. And happen that if your basket isn't looking so good, this is an option for you to plant for late summer. Late summer and into the fall, by the way. What is this plant? This is Portulaca. And the neat thing about this is it's very sedum-like. So it takes the incredible amount of heat and hot. But then the neat thing about it, it's a very active plant. So when you're ready to go to bed, it closes up at night. In the morning time with that first sunshine, it starts to open up so that by afternoon, the basket's completely opened up. So it's just a neat, tough plant. Comes in lots of different colors as well. But a way to boost your summer basket by taking out an old plant and putting in a fresh new one. So cute. Finally, number 5, also not that difficult of a pick for me, strangely, only because it's another sought after plant that sometimes has a small window of availability. What is this plant and that plant? This is Drymus Lancialata. This is also called mountain pepper. And Lancialata, by the way, because it has spear-like leaves on it. Now, what makes this one stand out? I think it's just the red bark on there, on that new growth. The red bark, the glossy foliage. Again, if you're thinking about switching from your summer containers into more of a fall winter, definitely consider this plant, but the red stems are just so striking. Later on, by the way, in the spring, early summer, it has kind of a creamy bloom on it that is quite fragrant. And no, these don't produce the peppers at all, but still nice. In your container, by the way, use those red stems with a red plant like this heuchera. It's awesome. There you have it. That's the 5 plants for the month of August. Always live your passion. 5 solid choices. Even they agree.